Video, I'm going to demonstrate how to assemble all of the parts for the lever arm. But first of all, we're going to make a slight change to this part, the lever arm, so that we can fully constrain or assemble the parts so that they don't spin around like this. So I'll show you how we're going to do that. Part, we are going to add a very small flat spot so that we can make some alignments. I'll show you how to do that on this part. I'm just going to delete this one to start with, and everything that's associated with it, including this work plane. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to insert a work plane. If we open the origin, we're going to locate a work plane on the XY. And then what you need to do is you grab hold of this little yellow dot and move it outwards. Now we know that the diameter of this is 10 millimeters, therefore half of that, the radius, is 5. So we're moving this plane 5 millimeters. And so this plane is right on the very outside edge of this circular section. We're going to start a sketch on that work plane, which now orients us in the right position. So we just draw a very small rectangle and right click, finish the sketch, and I'm just going to do a very small extrusion, and we're going to cut this section 0.1 of a millimeter, so it only needs to be extremely small. Now I'm just going to switch the visibility of the work plane off just by unchecking it, and all I'm going to do is come in and select that little flat face, come up in here and change the colour just so that it's a little bit more visible, and then we'll hit save. Alright, so we are ready to make the assembly. Step number 1 is, if we have a look at the drawing, we're going to bring in either the boss or the sleeve first. It won't make too much difference, but whichever part we bring in first, we are going to ground in place. To start the assembly, we will go to File, New. Don't click on these options, click on the word New to make doubly sure that you're selecting a millimeter assembly. 2 clicks to open that one. Then we go to Place and bring in the components. In this case, I'm going to bring in the boss first because it doesn't come in the right angle. And we'll open that part. So just come over here and select the little house to make this in isometric. So you can see that it's not upright, it's not a big deal, but I'm just going to show you how we can rotate this part around. If I right click, we want to spin the part along the x-axis, and we have to do that. It only jumps around 90 degrees at a time. So there is the component ready to go. So I'm just going to select that one. Inventor assumes you want more than one part, so you can either press escape or right click OK. Alright, so now we've got the boss in place. Now this boss is movable. As our first component, we would like to ground it, so we're going to right click on it and select grounded. I'm going to make a slight change. I'm going to go to View, Visual Style with Edges, and sometimes that just makes the part a little bit easier to see because you can see the actual edges. So if I rotate around, we can see the information here. Now at this point, it's probably worthwhile mentioning that for the assembly model, don't use the real threads. Use the files or the parts with the visual threads because it makes it a little less complicated for later on. So we will now go back to assemble and bring in the second component, which is the lever arm. which has our little flat spot on it, and we can just place that. Now we're going to put this together using constraints. So we're going to use the constraint option, and there's either a mate or a flush constraint. We are going to mate or join the center axis. So when you hover on this curved surface, a little axis line appears, and then I press and hold my shift button and press and hold my center mouse wheel and move the mouse in order to rotate. I can then select the axis of the hole and those parts come together. Then you press apply and we're going to cancel. So if I relocate that, you can see that that part is put into the hole, but we haven't yet set the depth. And there's a couple of ways we can do that, keeping in mind that for this part of the project we're going to use the constraint. There are joint options, but at this stage we're just going to look at the constraint options. So we can mate the end of the hole in here, so that circular surface in there, with the end part of that there. I might just move that away a little bit just so it makes it a bit easier to see. So come back in. We're going to mate the end surface here, that flat surface, and shift and center button to rotate, zoom on in and pick up that surface, apply, and then we can just rotate around and you can see that those components are put together. Now sometimes when we're creating an assembly, it is useful to either right click and make something invisible, in which case it looks like this in the browser, so I'll make it visible again, or you can right click, make something transparent. So by making it transparent, sometimes you can see a little bit better what's going on. So we can see that that is definitely placed correctly inside the hole. So you can either change it here in the browser or change it in the work surface. So that's all good to go. And now what we're going to do to stop this spinning, because we should have another constraint there to lock this one in place, we're going to use this sneaky little flat spot that we used. We're going to apply a flush constraint. So we're going to flush this surface here and zoom right in with this surface here. I think I picked the wrong one. Yep, I did, so we'll cancel that, try again. So flush that surface with this surface, and because they're not actually in line with each other, we can open up the constraint menu and select use offset as a resting position and then apply. So if I cancel that and come back to our home position, I can now no longer twist that around. So that's actually in a better fixed location. So next we're going to bring in the sleeve, and that's positioned correctly, but if it came in at an odd angle, we can right click and rotate it before we locate the actual part. So again, we're going to constrain the center axis with the center axis of this part and then apply, and then I'll rotate that around. We're going to, if I move that out to make it a little bit easier to see, we are going to flush that end part and this end surface. Now when you're doing this on your computer, as you hover on the surface, it will select. Not sure why it's not happening on my computer. I have to click in order to make that happen. Alright, cancel. Okay. Now, this is lined up along the central axis. It's flush on the bottom, but I can still rotate this around. So on this particular part of the model, we can actually align the holes so that that part doesn't spin. So again, we're going to use the central axis of this part, the central axis of that part, and apply. One more part to go. We're going to bring in the handle, and that again is coming in at the right location. We're going to pick up the central axis and the central axis and apply. Now, because this part here, this outer part here, the sleeve, has a curved surface, if I make this one invisible from a, nope, wrong one, sorry. Make the sleeve invisible. What we want to do is we want to line up the outer edge of this, this inside part, the lever arm, with the end of this. Now, there is no way of selecting this surface using the normal mate. So we're going to use a tangent. And a tangent allows us to make a flat surface and a curved surface level with each other. But you can see that it has picked up this surface. So we would use this option and then apply. So that allows us to set that in the right location, and our sleeve can become visible again, and now everything should be fine. We shouldn't be able to pull that handle out, we can't swivel anything, everything is locked in place. Now that's important for when we place this on the drawing sheet, because we need everything to be flat, level and straight. If things spin around, when we place them on our title block here, the lines are not straight and it makes it difficult to draw correctly. So when you save this, save it as the name of the part, which is lever arm, all in capital letters, and that will be an Inventor Assembly, a .iam. Good luck with it.